Hi guys, and welcome back to another video of Cooking with Brittany. In today's video, we are going to be making cornbread and chili. So to start off, we have our ingredients for cornbread. And then stay tuned for the rest of the video because we will be doing a chili recipe as well. So to start off, I start off with my cornbread. But you're going to need, for the cornbread, buttermilk, corn flour. I use whole grains, it's healthier, and it's gluten-free. Vegetable oil, butter, brown sugar, all-purpose flour, baking powder, and egg. Now to start off, we're going to have 1 whole cup of organic, in my opinion. I prefer organic, I prefer healthier foods. But as long as it's all-purpose flour, you'll be good to go. So we're going to get 1 cup of flour out of here, if we can. Let's see, we're going to crumble. You're going to want to make sure that you got it nice and smooth on the top. That you flattened it out as best as you could. I don't mind a little mess, as you can see. I'm a mom of a boy, so messes don't bother me. If you guys don't like messes, do it over your trash can, or do it in the sink. That way it's easy to clean up. But like I said, I don't care about messes. So we're going to go ahead and dump that bad boy in. Then we are going to add in 2 cups of cornmeal. Now you guys can choose whatever cornmeal you like. I prefer whole grain. I'm not, I don't need gluten-free items, but it is healthier, I believe, so that's why I chose the gluten-free whole grain corn flour. And we're just going to go ahead and tap it. Sounds like a damn dinner bell. Alright. More of a mess down here. This will all get cleaned up after we're done, so I'm not even worried about it. You know how many messes little boys make? I have a 6-year-old son. I'm sure your moms understand. I don't know if daughters are as dirty. Or I shouldn't say dirty, but messy. But boys, they can definitely make their share of a mess. Their fair share of a mess. Alright, so there we go. 1 or uno. For those of you that like the ASMR, the low sounds, I guess they are. I'm not really sure what ASMR is, but this will be perfect for you because it's definitely tons of ringing. Alright, so there we go. 2 cups of corn flour. Now to make this cornbread really sweet, we're actually going to throw in some brown sugar. It's light brown sugar, so it won't throw off the taste too much, but it will give it a nice extra taste. So we're going to do 1/3 cup of brown sugar. So we're going to go ahead and dump this brown sugar in, just like that. Look how pretty. Now this next step is very important. 2.5 teaspoons, not tablespoons, teaspoons. I can always tell my teaspoons, because I had this little Nesquik bunny on the top. I thought it was so cute. So, 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And also, not baking soda, baking powder. I know the two are so similar. I get them confused. I shouldn't say I get confused. But there's times where I'll pick up baking soda thinking it's baking powder, not really looking at it. But there we go. There's 2. And then give us a little half here. Alright. So now you're going to want to go ahead and mix that in. You can use a mixer. But I prefer to use my bare hands just because of the fact... Oh, feels really good. Anyways, just because of the fact that I feel like it breaks up better if you're breaking it up with your hands. Now, I do wash my hands before this, so look at how pretty it is. Just mixing it up to get all the clumps out. Okay, so now we need to add our wet ingredients in. So we're going to do 2 cups of buttermilk. And we are adding this into a separate bowl. Actually, it looks really pretty. This might just be the whole jug of it. Pretty much. There we go. Knock it. Punch it. Oh, I didn't want that to happen. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, good. I didn't get any eggshell in there. I thought I did. Nope, I'm good. Then you're going to want 3 tablespoons of melted butter. I just put 3 tablespoons of butter in the bowl and then just threw them in the microwave. Threw it in the microwave for 30 seconds. It's all melted. So let's knock that in. Pour that in. This is so pretty. Now at this point you are going to want to whisk it in and use an actual whisk instead of using your hands. For dry ingredients I use my hands. For wet ingredients I actually do use a whisk. So now that we have mixed our wet ingredients up, we are going to come over here and we're going to make a well. The easiest way to make a well, in my opinion, is to put everything into the middle and almost like build it up like a sandcastle. And what you're going to do, take 3 fingers, index, middle finger, and thumb. I know kids, parents say not to use middle fingers. Well, for this you're going to use middle fingers. And then once it gets down to a deep enough hole, kind of like put your 4 fingers in there, leave your thumb out. And just kind of smooth it around. So that way you have your well. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but yeah. There you go. So now we are going to pour our wet ingredients into the well. It will overflow, so don't even worry about that. So now we're just going to go ahead and mix it around. You don't want it to be all liquid. So you want to stop right before it gets to be completely liquid. You just want to mix it around, mix everything in. I am a righty and I'm holding this camera with my left hand because I got to mix with my right hand. So if it looks a little shaky, that's why. God, it smells so good. If you guys could only smell how good this smells. And you want to make sure there's no clumps whatsoever. Because you want this to be a nice, smooth, mouth-watering cornbread. Oh my God, it smells so good. I just want to take it right now. You will have a few bumps, but you don't want any huge clumps. If you guys could only smell this. Oh my God. This is going to be better than the chili. Honestly, why would you pay money to pay like 79 cents for a different mix where it's going to be dry and this stuff is going to be so moist and oh my God. Now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to preheat your stove to 425 degrees. So now what you're going to do is you're just going to put a dollop of butter in there. Every time I think of dollop, the word dollop, I always think of a dollop of Daisy. You guys remember that commercial that used to be on a couple of years ago? Now in the meantime, this is the time that you're going to really want to clean up. If you made a mess. And some of us make messes, some of us don't. Now I'm going to let you guys know a little secret of mine. I know a lot of people do this, but some people don't, and some people might not even know about it. I stick my brown sugar in a resealable bag just because you don't find brown sugar that comes with a resealable top or in a box. Or you could easily just like cap it back on or anything like that. So, I keep it in the bag. I keep it in its original packaging so we have the date. So now that my little cake pan has come out, I am now going to just wipe the butter around and make sure that all the edges are coated. That way, the cornbread will. Alright, so now that my pan is coated, I am going to go ahead and put in my cornbread mix. Alright, so now I'm actually going to drizzle some vegetable oil on top. That allows it to seep into the cornbread as it's cooking. So I just poured it on top. Sometimes you can mix it in a little bit. And it actually gives it a nice little sound. Not exactly sure what type of sound it gives off, but it does give off a sound, like a crack, not a crackling. I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, there we go. It's all mixed in. And this is also going to ensure that it doesn't stick to the sides, because as you can see, it's actually seeping down onto the sides. So that will be an extra prevention against the cornbread, sticking to the sides of the pan. So now the preheat has gone off, we are going to stick it in for 25 minutes. So now to start, we're just going to brown up our ground beef. Okay, so while your cornbread is cooking, you're going to want to get started on your ground beef. Now I have a little secret on how to unthaw it faster. So if it's just about unthawed, but needs a little bit more time, I stick a little cover on it, stick it on medium heat, and let the heat within it kind of like unthaw it completely. Now guys, for this recipe, I'm going to let you in on a huge secret. I have a secret ingredient in this that I hope you subscribe and hit that bell button and hit all on the bell so that you guys can get all of my videos. Because when I let you in on this secret, it's a secret I've never let anybody in on before. I'm letting you guys in on. You're gonna love it. And you're gonna be so thankful if I let you in on this little secret. Here it is, guys. Can you tell what my secret is? Look at all these ingredients very closely. Can you tell what my secret ingredient is that will solve the fact that chili is too spicy? Forgot to throw these over here. But yeah, there it is. Which one of these is going to dissolve the spiciness and give it a little bit of bite, but not an overwhelming bite? Just to let you know, these are green chili peppers. They're small, but they're mighty. So now that my ground beef is all browned up, I'm going to drain it and be right back with you. Now while that is draining, we're actually going to get started on our mixture that we're going to put our ground beef into. So to start off, I have a can of Hunt's tomato puree, or puree, depending on how you like to pronounce it. So we're going to go ahead and mix that in. We are then going to mix in a dash of cinnamon, just a little dash. Alright, so here's my secret ingredient that I did not show you guys over here. I wanted to keep the suspense going. My secret ingredient is actually marinara sauce. So you're going to put 1 jar of marinara sauce in. This is a 24-ounce jar. This is the reason why your chili is not going to be too spicy. It's because it's going to have the savory flavor of the marinara. So next I'm going to throw in some Fonzie. We're going to cover this bad boy up. Let it sit on low for 10 minutes. Putting it on low for 10 minutes is actually going to give it a chance for the cheese to melt, and then I can mix it with the sauce. The cheese itself is a fontina cheese, so it's a buttery texture. So you have this buttery flavor, the savoriness, and therefore when you go to put the green hot peppers in, it's not going to be too spicy. For those of you that like spicy foods but can't really handle it. I do have a much spicier recipe, which I will share later on. Not in this video, but in a separate video. If you guys would like to see that, leave a like, please. And the cornbread is finished, and it looks delicious. I can't wait to chow down. And these peppers right here are what you call silent but deadly. You don't hear anything, but if you put too much of this in, and you put too much, the chunks are too big, you'll regret. So now that we have our green peppers chopped up and diced up, we're going to go ahead and throw that in. We're going to sprinkle in some paprika. Anytime I think of paprika, I think of paprika from Blue's Clues. We're going to throw in some onion seasoning and 3 dollops of sour cream. Now, I didn't get Daisy sour cream because I didn't see any at the store. I just got the store brand. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that up. Then we'll be throwing cheese in. And I just want to let you guys know, after each ingredient I throw in, I am mixing it up. Just so I can make sure that each mixture gets mixed in on its own. Now here's the deal, guys. You're going to throw in half of the package, and then the rest of the cheese you're actually going to leave out to top on top of the chili when it's finished. So now that I have my cheese in, it's all mixed in, I'm going to go grab my ground beef. So as you can see, I have my ground beef. I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. And then I'm going to let this sit on low for a half hour, just to cook up. But look at how delicious this looks. It's unreal how good this looks. If you could only smell it. I also have it sitting on the lowest temperature possible because you don't want it to overcook and you don't want the cheese or anything in here to burn. Alright, so guys, I couldn't wait longer. I had to try this. It's so good. Hey guys, so I just wanted to be super real with you guys. I can't leave food sitting there for a half hour without going back and checking on it. That's just my style, especially if it's something that's going to be made stovetop. I want to make sure that's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. Everything's melting the way it should. Everything's coming together the way it should. So I'm actually going in now, and I'm just re-stirring it. Because the last thing you want is for your food to be burned. And that happens a lot. I mean, even if you leave it on low, it will still happen. But if you leave it on a higher heat, you just walk away, it's going to burn. So I just like to keep a very close eye on it. Make sure everything is coming out as planned.